over the weekend when I get time to think and reflect, I come up with something that should help me help you. And the thought that came to me this morning is really about letting go. And what I mean by that is when we deal with issues with our weight or other health concerns, because as you know by now, a lot of times when we have a weight issue, there's usually some underlying issues, and the weight is a side effect of that underlying issue, whether it's autoimmune disease, toxicity, chronic stress, and things like that. And a lot of times, what holds us back from progress, you're unable to let go of those things that you know aren't good for you, whether it's sweets or not want to get up in the morning or whatever it is. You just don't want to let go. And a big part of that letting go is a representation of your weight. It's like your weight is a symbol of you holding on to something. And the reason why I share that is because that was my issue. And I had the right intentions, ate better than most, and people ate worse than me, didn't have the weight issues I had. And a lot of you can relate to that. But really what happened was I had to let go of some false beliefs. I had to let go of some fears. I had to let go of some of the things that I regretted. I had to learn to forgive myself and forgive others. And once I did that, I was able to take better charge of my health and get better control. Because when we feel the way we feel, it's because we've lost control somewhere. So sometimes we got to dig deep. And instead of facing that and digging deep, we want to mask it with food. We want to mask it with complaining. We want to mask it with whining. We want to blame someone else when really the problem is within ourselves. Yeah, at a certain point, other people may be responsible, but we're grown women and we need to really start to step up and take charge for what has happened to us and start to turn that stuff around. We can't be 40, 50, 60 years old and still complaining about what should have been. You can take charge now. So I try to tell some of my clients, put on your big girl drawers and get it right. Sometimes you got to be tough love sometimes. I know it's hard. I've gotten close to a lot of you, and some of you have shared some of your disappointments and betrayals and failures. I get that. Trust me, I get it. I've been through it. But it's just time to just learn to live through it, learn through it, deal with it. But don't let these incidences sabotage what you know you deserve, which is good health, vitality, and the ability to thrive. What are you afraid to let go of? And let me just start you with an exercise. Say if you're afraid to let go of, think of the triggers, okay? Say some of you like to eat late at night, okay? So instead of saying, well, I just want it. Why do you want it? Really think about what emotion is behind that night ice cream, that ice cream for the night. What is behind that? And then if the emotion is boredom or fear or sadness, instead of going through that for that ice cream, you got to feel that sadness and start to think about, why are you sad? It was because of something that happened 20 years ago or yesterday. Okay? Can you change that? Is the ice cream going to change the problem that happened 10 years ago or 10 minutes ago? No, it's not. So start to think back about it. Start to think about, what can you do about it? Can it be changed? Is it something someone else has done? Is it their issue that you're trying to absorb? So I'm just throwing out an example. I know I can be a little bit more clear, but I think you get the idea. You got to kind of think about what's behind that snack that you want, or behind that self-sabotaging behavior. And I guess it came to my mind because things come up for me. And trust me, there's times when I just want to indulge, but instead I tried to feel. And when I started to feel it, I started to reflect on really where that feeling came from. And it's usually some kind of childhood event that was unhealed, or some kind of issue that was unresolved that I had to deal with. So really get deeper. Don't be afraid to get deep. And you'll find at the other end, you'll feel better because you processed it. And it's no longer has a lot of holding a lot of power over you. So take some time to let go. You know, turn off this video in 5-10 minutes. Take some time throughout the day to feel. And it's okay. I think that's what we're told, to avoid that feeling with drugs and alcohol, but we need to learn to feel it because that's where the lessons come in. We're not able to let it go until it comes to the surface. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but it's worth it. And if you want to talk about this more, let me know, because I'm not talking about like general, real traumatic events where you may need some intervention or some supervision. So I got to be careful with what I say sometimes. But when it's something like stress or worry or something you really have no control, this is more like what I'm talking about. There's other events that need more intervention, but I'm talking about the everyday things that we hold on to, that we allow to sabotage our health and our lives. So have a great week. I hope this was helpful. Really focus on letting go and enjoy that feeling on the other side.